What's good, YouTube? Hitman X. Make sure to hit that like, hit that sub, show your boys some love. So, real quick video. Just wanted to speak on the Atlanta Hawks. Now that the transaction is finalized, I didn't think it was going to be any chance in hell the Sacramento Kings allowed Bogdanovich to walk. I actually figured they would match it and trade him to whoever they wanted to trade him to after the deadline, and they didn't do that. They elected to let him walk. One of the most idiotic moves in free agency, which is why they're one of my losers, them being the Sacramento Kings. But I ain't gonna make this about the Queens, man. I mean, we know what type of organization they are. Very incompetent, very dysfunctional, and it's a reason why they haven't made the playoffs since Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, Pages Stoyaka. You remember those days? Yeah, it's been that long for the Kings. But I want to speak about the Atlanta Hawks. I like this acquisition for the Hawks, man. You get Bogdanovich, who should be a Phoenix Sun, but, we elected to trade him along with, a couple of first-round picks for a bona fide bust. But we ain't going to speak on that. You get you a three-level scorer who can play multiple positions. He can play them 1 through 3. Adds a bit more versatility to this team. I would expect him to start on this roster. I think he's better than Kevin Huerter. At this moment, he's better than Cam Reddish. Matter of fact, let's look at their roster. Don't want to spend too much time harking. I got it pulled up for y'all boys. I came prepared. Yeah, Bruno Fernando, John Collins, Danilo Gallinari, who I feel like is going to start, Brandon Goodwin, Trae Young, is, of course, Rajon Rondo coming off the bench. Got Kevin Huerter. Like I said, he's starting over Kevin Huerter. Onyeka Okongwu, man, one of my favorite players out the draft. Clint Capella, hopefully he stays. Skylar Mays, he's a rookie on the two-way. DeAndre Hunter, like I said, I'm not sure how he fits. I know he's a top 5 pick for them last year, if I'm not mistaken. And he's gonna be an important piece, man. How he develops is key to their success. If he's developed his offensive game a little bit more, because we already know he's a great defender. Somebody they need to build around with Trae Young, if you get what I'm saying. He's somebody that you need on a team with Trae Young, because as we know, Trae Young, one of the worst defenders in the league, specifically on the perimeter. You need somebody who could take the number 1 option. I feel like DeAndre Hunter will be that guy. Bogdanovich, though I do like him, he's not a defensive stopper. So I see Bogdan starting, but I'm not sure how their defense would fare against some of the more elite perimeter teams like Portland Trailblazers, Phoenix Suns, teams like that. The Golden State Warriors. When they run into teams like that, they're going to have problems because I don't feel like they have too many stoppers on their team outside of DeAndre Hunter. You could say Cam Reddish, but I don't feel like Cam Reddish is really a stopper. He's a great athlete, but he's not somebody who's going to go out there and say, okay, I'm going to guard the number 1 option and I'm going to, give him hell. I don't really see that in Cam. But like I say, they have a lot of young pieces, man. This team is becoming one of the more deep teams in the league, and I feel like they're going under the radar. My expectation for this team is to at least get to the playoffs. Trae Young, can you get to the playoffs so you can live up to the hype that everybody keeps putting on your shoulders? A lot of people say you're better than Devin Booker. I don't see how. I see a stat pattern. I see empty stats. So could this be the year that Trae Young goes over the hump? Because he got voted into an all-star team last year, and this team was one of the worst teams in the league last year. I don't get it. Can we stop being hypocritical when it comes to these basketball takes? Right? Bottom line is, the Hawks are on the clock. Y'all went and got Danilo Gallinari. Y'all drafted Onyeka Okongwu, and y'all picked up Bogdanovich. This was an A+ season for them. Our offseason, A+. They came into the offseason with the most salary cap in the NBA, so we expected them to make big moves, and with that money, they spent wisely. I can't knock them. They spent wisely. They did the most. They did the most with what they had. They did the most with what they had. And they addressed their needs. They needed a 3, right? They needed to shore up that forward position. And they had enough young talent at that position, but to bring in veterans at that position and to bring in Rajon Rondo, which is the most key piece to this team. I feel like Rajon Rondo is going to do a great job developing Trae Young if he actually buys into that type of role. You know, if he buys into the role of I'm the veteran on this team, I'm going to, you know, help groom them to be professionals. The sky's the limit for the Hawks, you know. And like I said, a lot of people sleeping on the Hawks, but I got my eyes on them boys, man. 89 TV, salute. I know you've been a long time Hawks fan. Listen, brighter days are coming for the Hawks. I can see them being I want to say an AC, but they're better than the Orlando Magic. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I can see them about a 6 or 7, maybe a top 5 team, possibly a top 5 team. Like I said, it all depends on how these young players develop, because they got a lot of lottery picks on this team. So this is a wild card team for me. But that's all I got, though. Hitman X, hit that comment section. Let me know how you feel about this one. I'm out of here.